Hello everyone. Today I am looking at Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. This is a very weird game where it's basically a visual novel slash puzzle solver, a DS game. But it's really actually funny. The writing in this game, the dialogue, the characters are extremely memorable, and especially this first game, it actually does it very well. And so over the course of the games, you have different turnabouts or 4 different trials with your clients, and you play as Phoenix Wright, the kind of incompetent lawyer character. And so it's really interesting that throughout the course of each event, you essentially different kind of dialogue options to choose, different kind of environments. So it's not just a visual novel. Even if it was, though, I think I would still be okay with it because, again, it's very funny and very well written. And so you basically have to know which evidence to present to the defendant and the witness, and what to rattle the judge and whoever you're talking to, or Miles Edgeworth or whatever. You also are assisted by your sidekick, who is essentially a spiritualist who can sense the victims of the dead, and so there's a whole backstory with her. Again, another great thing about this game, I would say, that is the music gives it a lot of character. There's a lot of really great themes from this game, and in fact there's a lot of really great themes that have been popular remixes that I didn't realize were from this game. So Phoenix Wright is a real work of passion. It's really intriguing and fun to see. And so Phoenix Wright, he's kind of he's this new lawyer. He's kind of still getting his feet positioned, and so he's kind of stumbling around trying to figure out what to do. And somehow, even though he's a big goofball, he comes out on top, of course. Even though you have the very prepared Miles Edgeworth as prosecution, he's not able. You're able to outsmart him in some of the stupidest ways. So the other gameplay, as I said, includes things where you're going to be in an environment, and it's almost like a point-and-click adventure game, and so you have to look at the crime scene, find a crucial piece of evidence, and bring it out later. The way this whole game is written and created, it's just very iconic. With the sound effects of the dialogue, selecting items, the way that different characters will have a different tone for the way they talk in the text. The music, everything about this game is done exceptionally well. What's also very fun is that when you have the defendant, you essentially have to cross-prosecute and cross-examine them, and you have to basically present all of the evidence in the right order and also the right questions in the right order. So you can't come out with your big piece of evidence too early and kind of save it for last. And the best thing is that as you prosecute them, they get more and more rattled and more kind of upset, and you can basically take down the villains of this game, and they kind of have this total breakdown, which is really cool. Anyway, the presentation of this game is really amazing. I guess I'm kind of torn. I know there's a remastered version recently that came out, the Ace Attorney trilogy, which has updated graphics, but I really prefer the kind of bitty graphics of the older games because they really fit in with the music. Undoubtedly, my favorite theme from this game is the Steel Samurai. It is such a ridiculously good bop that, being so simple, I just love it. It's exactly in the theme that it's trying to be. And again, the music in this game really surprised me because it's all really good, and it gets very emotional with these characters and their arcs. And this is the game that really launched a whole series of other Ace Attorney games. I've actually only ever played this one, but looking back at it now, I kind of want to play the sequels because I really enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. Of course, this game has all the classic hold it, objection, and all that other kind of stuff. Also, Gumshoe, I love his character. He there's a lot of memorable moments and characters from this game. I love it. Also, the judge in general is just, the utilization of so many memes. It's kind of ridiculous. The other interesting thing about Ace Attorney is that You can never tell if they're in Japan or America, because they definitely are all based around the American legal system and American, politics and all that stuff. But then they will engage in Japanese rituals, and so it's this really weird lore or world where they live in, where it's Japan, America with the legal system, but also Japanese customs and culture. So it's all of America became Japanese. It's a weird, funny thing that you'll notice as you're playing a mixture of the two different cultures. But yeah. Again, I love this game. It's great. And so essentially through the game, the cross-examinations are the main component where everything comes together, where at this point you've built up your case, you have all your pieces of evidence that exist in your inventory, and so the character on the witness stand will make a testimony, and then you basically have to scroll through their account, find out that piece of text, and then find a piece of evidence that contradicts it. And that's how most of the trials run. And so it's a very simple, I guess, dumbing down of the law. I'm not a lawyer, I don't know how complex it is, but it's very engaging and fun gameplay because it's all based on logic and trying to find, again, using your evidence to contradict and mess up the witness, who is usually always lying. And so throughout the story, you have 4 different cases you take on, and each one has, it's interesting, each one has an emotional attachment to your characters. So the very first one is, your kind of loser best friend, Larry Butts. The second one is your mentor, Mia, gets murdered, actually, and her younger sister, Maya, basically comes to your office, and you have to basically catch the murderer that got away with killing your mentor. And what's really interesting is they have this spiritual aspect to it, where Mia kind of speaks through Maya's body, and so she actually still gives you lawyer advice through Maya, and she basically turns around all the evidence against her case into positives. And then it goes on to a different area, and then even this one that involves Miles Edgeworth's innocence. So yeah, the story is able to bring together a lot of very well good writing. It's very, very fun to read and interact with, and honestly it's one of the most engaging I would say visual novels in terms of writing. It's extremely engaging because it's all about the details of the case and using your mind to contort the details or reestablish the details in the truthful manner. It's a really good game, honestly, for what it is and what it achieves. Anyway, there's really not much else to say about the Ace Attorney series, except that it's really good, very, very well written, and lots of great character arcs, lots of actually funny moments. Really highly recommend this series. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. See ya.